Hello, my friend. Amner Hunter here from amnerhunter.com. Happy to spend some time with you in another video. This time around, we're going to be checking out a brand new plugin release by the company Metal Songwriter. This is an all-in-one tool and plugin for vocals, and this is the Gamma Vocal Suite. All right. There is a free trial available. The link is in the video description for that, and there is also an introductory price for this awesome plugin for Windows and Mac by this company. In this video, I want to walk you through all of its features and controls, and of course, use it in a couple of vocal performances to really polish the vocal sound, the vocal mix, to have it finished and mix ready. All right. Also, I will leave you timestamps in the video description and first comment in case that you want to move around between the mini segments of the video. Full disclosure, you can consider this as a sponsored video by the company Metal Songwriter. They approached me and contacted me to create this video review for you guys of this brand new plugin, but all of the thoughts and opinions remain objectively mine. They have no part on my judgment about this plugin. There's no planned video behind the scenes. Everything is what I come up with, and they are watching the video content at the same time as you are. Before we begin with the content, let me invite you quickly to my website, amnerhunter.com, where you can grab some additional freebies such as some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players, also some free tools such as some collections of guitar impulses, some collections of drum sample packs, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out this channel or my blog, which I am updating almost every day with content like this. So now let's switch to the DAW to show you this cool new VST. So this is the plugin, right? It includes 9 effects in one single screen, an all-in-one tool. Here you have the signal chain. You have EQ, compression, de-esser, saturation, widening, doubler, delay, reverb, and finally a limiter. All right. Here on these arrows that you see, you can switch, you can change the order of the signal chain. For instance, if I want the compressor before the EQ, I just click here. All right. And in that way, you can change whatever you want these features. All right. And also you can turn on and turn off each one of the modules, or you can do that here as well. You just click on the little square, and that's pretty much it. Also, you have an input and output. This is a general and universal input and output. You can also change the size of the plugin window. So let's start here with the individual modules and effects. First, you have compression here. This is the main control, the threshold, right? That the more you increase this, the more compression will start to happening, and you're gonna see the gain reduction here on these numbers that you have in decibels, right? Gain reduction. It also has auto gain. The compressor also has harmonics with this THD. It's total harmonics distortion, and also you can have a soft or hard knee. For more aggressive compression, you can use hard. Also has a blend knob. Also, you have the makeup control and a lo-fi effect that can be added to the compression. Also, we have an equalizer with 4 bands. You can choose the different bands here, and you can choose also what type of EQ curve you're gonna use, like analog, for instance. Let me show you. Here you have this type of curve, analog S, analog N is wider, analog P, like that, it's like a low shelf, and then you have a bell curve, you have a high shelf, of course, low shelf, high pass filter, and low pass filter. All right, you select here the frequency, or you can move it with your mouse. You have here the gain, of course, if you want to add or cut some decibels. The same applies to each one of the 4 bands included in this equalizer. Also, we have saturation. We have 3 types of saturation here that you can blend to taste, like tube saturation, tape saturation, transformers saturation, and you can use the blend control here from 0 to 100% to add saturation in a parallel way to the original signal. Also, you have width. that will expand the audio to the sides a bit. It will widen the vocal signal, making it sound bigger, wider. Of course, I suggest you to be careful with this, to not overdo it, because you might lose the perspective of the center of your vocal mix, right? You can lose the center, and that's usually not a good idea. Also, you have 3 modes or 3 types of width. You have also a filter. This filter decides what portion of the frequency spectrum you are widening. I suggest you to, for instance, use this to ignore the lows. It's usually a good idea to keep this like maybe 200 Hertz. In that way, you're gonna only be widening the vocal signal from this point. Also, you have a reverb here with 2 types of reverb. All right, you have the size, you have pre-delay, the mix. For the first reverb, you can also set it to mono, and you have a second reverb here. You can also have the control to blend it to taste with this mix, and this docking control, it's very, very useful. Also, it's like a sidechain compression on the reverb. This makes it very, very useful, so that maybe the reverb itself doesn't interfere with the vocals at all times. And you have also an EQ for the reverb for lows and highs. I usually remove lows and a bit of highs on the reverb. Let's move on with the delay section. You have also a couple of delays that can be combined to taste. You have feedback, mix, control, and the time of the delay, right? You can also synchronize it to your DAW's tempo. I usually choose different time signatures here. For instance, if I choose, let's say 1/4, I choose here like 1/8 or something like that, or 1/16. Okay, and this will give me a pretty cool delay sound. Also, you have a docking control, very useful, so that the repetitions doesn't interfere with the original signal. You have also an EQ with a tilt control for the delay, and of course a lo-fi. I love to use lo-fi delays so that you add a different character to the delays. They stand out better, I think, when they are a bit different than the original signal. Also, we have a de-esser with 1 single knob. The more you increase this, the more gain reduction you're gonna see here on this meter. And yeah, it's usually, of course, for the S's, for the F, some of those here, you select like at what point in the frequency spectrum you are gonna be reducing or taming those harsh frequencies in the highs. You have also a doubler here that will duplicate the vocal signal, or you will perceive it as a duplicated vocal signal, making the sound bigger, making the sound as if like 2 takes were recorded. You have also a filter where you can ignore some frequencies in the lows, for instance. That's a pretty cool thing. And you have a blend or mix control down here. Finally, we have a limiter to finalize the vocal sound. This will prevent any unwanted peaks to passing through the threshold that we set here. This will also control the dynamics so that the vocal with the compression, with the saturation, and finally the limiter to have a very consistent in a full mix, especially when there are super dense mixes. The limiter is the cherry on top to finalize the vocal, so that it doesn't get out of control, any unwanted peak or something. I'm gonna go back here to default mode. I'm gonna start to polish this vocal. First, let's start with some harsh vocals, some screaming vocals. Let's check it out before. Okay. We have some dynamics there, of course, and let's check it out in context of the full mix to understand what we need to do to improve this vocal performance. Okay, we need to control the vocals dynamics. Of course, we're gonna do that with compression, with a bit of saturation, with limiting, and also I'm gonna add a bit of EQ to remove some unwanted lows perhaps, and add a bit of top end on the vocal for clarity. And also, of course, I'm gonna enhance the vocals with effects such as delay, reverb, doubling, stuff like that. Also, another thing that I like to do is to set the signal chain, right? There are people that like to use compression before EQ. I like to use the EQ first in the signal chain. The reason is because with EQ, I'm gonna polish and remove unwanted frequencies and leave the good frequencies, and the compressor will only make that bigger. So I like to polish, let's say, the vocal sound with EQ, so that the compressor will enhance that good part of the frequencies of the vocal. So I'm gonna put the EQ first here at the beginning of the signal chain, compression afterwards, the saturator after the compressor. Perhaps the de-esser should be, since it's a dynamics processor, it should be, I think, after the saturator or before the saturator. That could be a good thing. That, of course, depending if the vocals needs it. Okay, you can just turn it off and turn it on like that. Very simple. And then we have the special effects like the widening, the delay, the reverb, the doubler, and finally the limiter. Let's turn off for now all of the other effects. Let's focus on the EQ, okay? Okay, let's remove some low end here with a high pass filter. Let's make the vocal signal a bit thinner. Let's add some clarity here, the top end. We can change the curve. Okay. Some clarity there. We can also get rid of some nasal frequencies around 700 Hertz. I choose okay, some low mids. Remove that. Before. Less muddy, a bit more clarity. Right, let's engage the compression here. I'm gonna set the threshold to 0, and let's start increasing this. Okay. Really controlling all of the dynamics, and so that every phrase, every word gets heard in the context of the full mix. Okay. Of course, this is a good idea to do it in context of the full mix. I'm just doing it here for the sake of the video, in order for you to listen carefully each one of the modules and what they do to the vocal sound. Let's check out that lo-fi. Cool. Let's leave it without it for the moment. Okay. Then we have de-esser. Okay. Here in the highs, 8K, 7K. Okay. Then we have saturator. Let's add a bit of all of them. And we have here this cool mix control to blend to taste in a parallel way. There we can hear a bit of saturation. Tape. And let's remember that saturation also will control the dynamics further after the compressor. It will help add some extra character, extra harmonics, but will also control the peaks with the added saturation. Width, the amount. Okay, we send the vocals a bit to the sides. Let's check out the three types. It's like a bit of chorusing effect. Okay, I'm gonna use it a bit subtle here, and I don't want to expand from like 200 Hertz and below. Okay, next we have the delay. So there is synced with the tempo of the song. Let's use it, for instance, 1/4 and a half here. Okay, the feedback of the initial delay, the second one. Awesome. I like the lo-fi setting here. And the ducking, let's check it out. Yeah. The delays are more prominent in between phrases or words. Let's remove some. Okay. It's tilted to the highs, a bit more here to the lows. Okay, and then we have a reverb. We also have a couple of reverbs here, reverb A and reverb V, and the sides. We have also ducking. Let's remove some lows. It's like two filters, right? High pass and low pass. Then we have a doubler. Okay, and size and voices. Okay, it's making the sound also bigger. And finally, the limiter. With a threshold, we're gonna prevent any peaks from passing through the threshold of. Also, the limiter has an automatic gain compensation. The ceiling minus 3.80. And if we need a bit less of volume, we can use the output to just make the vocal sit on the full mix. Let's check out before and after, alright? Before. Awesome. Let's check it out in context of the full mix. Okay, again. Before. Awesome. What do you think? Let me know. I think it's more mix ready, of course, and all with a single plugin. So that's pretty cool. Before.
These skills mean everything. It's necessary, incredible.
All right, and let's check it out now. The vocals in the context of the full mix.
I feel it taking over. I feel it in my bones. These skills mean everything. It's necessary, incredible.
Awesome. Please let me know what you think of this brand new plugin by the company Modern Metal Songwriter. Let me know what's your opinion on this plugin. I am always very interested to know what you think of these releases. Before we leave, let me invite you one last time to my website, amnorhunted.com, where you can grab some additional freebies, such as some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players, also some free tools, such as some collections of guitar impulses, some collections of drum sample packs, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out this channel or my blog, which I am updating almost every day with content like this. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it very much. I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye bye.